Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. I have just gotten done with a 3 day long cold. You might be able to hear it in my voice. Man, that stuff's really going around. So today I finally feel like a human being again, and it just happens to be my weekend. Yeah, it worked out well. Um, yeah, if you've got sick leave at work and you're sick, I have no problem taking sick leave. So the other day I purchased some of these injectors. I mentioned them briefly on that video that MGTOW 101 was making before his channel got banned from YouTube. I mean, I am not a flat Earth fan by any means, but man, the YouTube algorithms for banning stuff like that. Honestly, there was no. Oh, I just got a notification. Chris Cantu put on a new video. Cool. I'll have to watch that. But in any case, yeah, he got his channel banned, and that's just wrong. So in any case, that's too bad. But he's got another channel, and he's got a blog as well. And I'm testing a new program. Geez, what's it called? Um, Web Monitor or something like that. It's an Android app where you can just program in a website or a blog or a YouTube channel on their videos, and select a certain couple of certain fields on the page, and then every time it changes, the program checks like every a certain amount of time. You can change that in the settings, but it checks the website or the video or the channel or whatever for content, new changes, and then you can click on it and go to that website. So it's like a lot of the times we're so dependent on YouTube for our content that it's easy to get really lazy because there is just so much on there. But for people who have more exotic tastes, who want like freedom and free speech and female nature and the real nature of government and things like that, we are forced to find our content elsewhere. Um, and this little app is like pretty cool because you can just you can set it for many different widely varying blogs and websites, and it'll notify you when there's changes. I think I'll link to that in the YouTube video here. Uh, I'm still testing it, and it supposedly takes a lot of resources, but man, that monster phone of mine, it's a Galaxy S8. It man, it's got resources to spare, so I don't mind using them. So basically, yeah, I'm configuring it for that. I'm gonna set it so that it'll remind me, like on anybody's channel, that like, especially if they get demonetized here and they have a presence elsewhere, like on BitChute or something, I can set it so that it'll take me right there. So that'll be awesome. Um, Put in some injectors the other day in my car, and man, they're nice. It's an old car, and the idle is not going to be like it was when it was new. And who knows the quality of these rebuild injectors anyway, but it smoothed the idle out a lot. So I'm pretty happy with it. Problem is, when I was messing with the wires, the these close to the plug, the wires were like getting very brittle, and they're starting to break. So I ended up I did replace one of these connectors when one of them broke, and then this one here broke. So yeah, I'm just going to replace them all, and they're very nice. Basically, they've got this little unlocking clip instead of just a friction thing. Here's one of my old injectors, and you can just pop it in like so. And then if you want to release it, yeah, very nice. So now that I'm starting to feel like a human being again, I'm going to rewire my harness. So, other than that, I just wanted to cover the main reason for this is because you guys know I'm a Bitcoin guy, and I buy Bitcoins every payday. In fact, I just loaded another $1,000 onto my Abra wallet, and we're just having another drop down, and I am just waiting. I'm waiting maybe a day or two, and if it stabilizes at 3,400, great. If it drops down to 33 or 32, I'll pull the trigger then. And man, I've been through this before. I've been through the 2014 bear market that was just brutal going down, and it lasted a whole year, just like this 2018 did. And then I went through the Bitcoin Civil War, and I snapped. I broke, and my hands weren't strong enough, and I lost half my Bitcoins. Oh, that was such a bitch. But I paid off my house with it, so it's not a total loss. And, if you count how much I actually put into the Bitcoins all the way to this day compared to how much I put into to paying off the house, I think I'm money ahead. Or it's like real even. So I have no reason to bitch. So I'm just continuing to add to the other half of my Bitcoins that I have left, and then eventually this bear market will end. This is just like a really narrow slice of time right now, and over the long haul, time, this is just like a blink of an eye. I can hardly even remember much of what happened in 2015, and I was buying those $200 Bitcoins and suffering because the price was so low, but I knew that price wasn't going to last forever, so I just kept buying them. And now I'm glad I did. A lot of those Bitcoins became the payoff on this house. Now I'm sitting here, basically I make $4,600. That's what I take home a month. I spend about $1,400 thanks to the MGTOW lifestyle, and that leaves over $3,000 a month usually surplus. So I throw $2,000 a month into Bitcoin, and I don't even notice it. And then the remaining 1,000 I can buy fuel injectors with. Good times. So basically, the reason I wanted to make this video isn't because of all the things I've just been blathering on about. As a Bitcoin guy, I'm interested in a lot of Bitcoin things, and I was just watching a video from advertising this event called Anarcapolko. Right, there's this guy named Jeff Berwick who runs a sort of a big, huge convention thing in Acapulco, Mexico, and he basically has all kinds of freedom type speakers coming in, and I think Ron Paul is going to be there, and a number of pretty famous people in crypto, especially Bitcoin. And but man, there was these two chicks who were advertising Anarchapulco. I'll link to it, and they are like they have the vibe of the leftist, social justice, feminist, whatever, and one of them has tattoos all up and down her freaking arms. And I find that very sad when a woman decides to to wreck her beauty, although she doesn't have a hell of a lot. What she has is damaged from that freaking, from the tattoos. And then the other one was talking about how she's going to be a speaker at this family and peaceful parenting thing, and then talking about her ex-husband is going to be watching the kids while she's partying down in Anarcapulco, and she is like maybe a 4, And I am almost certain that she's going to be hunting for a guy with all the sixes, the 6-inch downstairs, the six-pack abs, and the six-figure income, and of course 600 bitcoins. I might as well add that too. And she's going to monkey branch to this guy and drag the bleeding remains of her family with her to the new guy, and I was mildly revulsed. I mean, everything they said after that, it was like that Charlie Brown cartoon, wah wah wah. You just can't relate to what they're saying. So I released a rant. It was something like, you could probably see it, assuming they haven't deleted it, and I was saying, why divorced or ex-husband? Why am I not surprised? Then I went on to talk about how the family, in quotes, the man is no longer a member of the family. He is just a temporary guest in the woman's family until she decides to toss him out and replace him with somebody else. And basically any kids that the man supposedly has, assuming they're even his biologically, which oftentimes they aren't, in the best case situation, he only has like a 90%, maybe 85% chance that those kids are his in the first place, because women cheat. There's like several rules in as far as women go. Women lie, women cheat, women steal, right? And they don't mind doing all three of those to you. So in any case, she's they were blathering on about that, and I just was talking about how these days women have absolutely all the power in the freaking marriage, and if the woman can take the kids away from you so easily, and since it happens so often, more often than not nowadays, what possible reason could I have to go through the enormous, ginormous freaking pain in the ass hoops that you have to jump through to create a family if you can never honestly really be part of that family? Because you are just a guest in that woman's family. So, honestly, it just seems like an enormous waste of time for very little return, and it can all be taken away from you. The only thing that can't be taken is your bitcoins. They can't take those. You have to hand those over. And assuming they know you have them, you have to either deny that you have them, oh, I lost them, or oh, I have a gambling addiction. And what are they going to do? Throw you in jail and take away your ability to earn money and pay child support, which the family court gets a part of? Every time you pay a child support check, this family court gets a certain percentage. I don't know how much it is. So obviously they're going to want to push that up as high as they can go. So yeah, really, honestly, what's my motivation here? Why should I bust my ass and go through all the stupid, insane, Tinder dating, arrogant BS that women just live in all day, and then try to fight my way through that, then do the whole marriage thing, and then just be a freaking doormat? Because at any moment she wants, she can pick up the phone and call the police and have you hauled off to jail just on her word alone. So yeah, and I have seen it happen. So yeah, this is all stuff we have discussed before, but man, when that number, maybe 3 or 4, sort of pudgy and plain and arrogant, when she was blathering on about that, and they were like, these two women, they were just congratulating each other just so much, and I was just like, I was not grooving on what they were saying. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, it is just a total raw deal, and so that's about it. And don't get married.